so we can get to getting. Okay. So the recording's going. We are going. It is Tuesday. And you can see behind me that little thing there, 3 days to go. That includes tonight. A reminder that class ends Thursday, the 26th at 10 p.m. So at that time, if you are still in an assignment, you will be logged out. And if you are in the final exam, anything that you have not answered will be counted as incorrect because it will be left unanswered. So your final is open. So please make sure that you have completed it before 10 o'clock on Thursday, along with any other assignments that you want included in that final exam. The other thing I want to point out is everybody aware that we have a big storm out there in the Gulf? Everybody aware of that? Yes, yes. Okay, if you're not, it may come as a surprise that there is a storm out there, so please plan ahead for that. That includes trying not to put everything off until the very last minute in case you lose power and or internet, etc. Because the class so far is fit continues the way it is, we will still be everything fully operational and class will still end at 10 o'clock on Thursday. And if you are counting on something else and it ends at that time, then that's it. Uh, Again, no extensions, etc will be at that point. Dr. Parker doesn't have control over that. I don't have control over that. That is a Southern Tech thing that is above us, and she can't reopen or extend anything beyond that. So at this time, please use good time management skills and make sure that everything is completed prior to that. Everybody got that? Yes, yes, yes. I'm watching to see who is out there, who is awake, finding those emojis, making sure everybody is clocking in here and not just logging in and walking around, munching on things and looking out the windows, etc. So everybody's checking in. Leslie, you out there? Hello, there you are. Okay. All right, so we got some things I want to get to getting so that you guys can get to getting. So we're going to do some sharing here. We're going to share this screen right here. And I got the right class up here. And so did have a class in right before y'all. And so they just finished their Tuesday, so I get to do this again. So it's fresh in my head here. And so I want to make sure that you guys get to see it as well. So we are in week 4. So click on that. Oh, her link is broken here. So I will fix that for you. So we will go straight through the modules, which is where that should jump to. So I'll fix that. And I will let her know that that link is not working for future classes. So that link should have jumped you straight to here. And we are here on Tuesday. And the assignment under Tuesday is this discipline or terminate an employee. And so you kind of get to play the part of the manager. Any managers, supervisors out there currently? You're in a position like that. Okay, I see one out there. Okay, so how many people think the supervisors, managers, etc., quite don't quite know what they're doing? Anybody feel that way? I know I do. Yes, my supervisors can see what I'm doing, and all that. And I tell them all the time they don't know what they're doing. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, so you kind of get a little bit of a taste for this. You're going to come in here and you're going to see these two scenarios and you're going to read what's going on and you're going to make a decision. Now, there's no real right and wrong. You need to decide what you would do in these situations, and you must do both. So make sure you answer scenario 1 and scenario 2. Click Start Assignment, then do the text entry, type in scenario 1, give your response, scenario 2, give your response. Answer them fully to get the points, okay? So I want you to think about that because you could be in a situation where you move up and people might think you're too good for them now, is the impression that you're giving off. Or you may know people who have moved up and you felt that they thought they were too good for you. Moving up and friends can be a strange situation. Anybody have people move up from a position that they shared with you and now they think they're better than you? Anybody been in that situation? Oh, they think they're more than what they should. Yeah, it can be a tough situation for everyone involved, the person moving up and the people that they leave behind. So it's one of those that's kind of a difficult situation to be in. Not fun at all. All right. So that's something that you need to think of because it's going to happen to y'all. People are going to move up. Now, Wednesday, this is where you come back and you give the results of that informational interview. That's tomorrow. I'm going ahead here because some of you will work ahead, some of you probably have. This is the one that you gave, pardon me, the name last week where you were going to interview somebody in one of those managerial roles or a supervisor role. And hopefully you did some good research here and you're not trying to bluff your way through here because you can tell in the writing. Okay, Dr. Parker's pretty smart. When she goes through, she'll know if you're faking it. Okay. And, that old saying, fake it until you make it. Yeah, it'll come through. She'll know. Uh, so hopefully you did this the right way and you learned something from them. You'll find out what it's really like to be on that other side, and sometimes it's not fun at all. So you'll come in here, you'll click Start Assignment, and you'll do text entry and type down what you found out from that person. If you really interviewed them, this is not a difficult situation because you're just typing in what you found out during that. Now, if you did it in Word or if you typed it in on your phone or something like that, you can put that in as well. Uh, you can also do click File, Upload, and say Upload File, and then choose File, and it's going to open up on your drive there and let you upload a file if you did it like in a Word doc. So you can pull it in that way. You don't have to retype it, or you can cut and paste it in, whatever works for you. Okay, so that's what you'll do there. Then the other thing that we have here under week 4 is that for the last day, you have this career plan, your final project. Now, this is a big point item, 250 points, and it is a big impact on your final grade. Put effort into it. You're not just going to get all those points for just putting effort into it. This plan will also help you as you go out into your career. Notice I didn't say the real world. That gets so overused and we get tired of hearing it. You're in the real world, you're living it. Okay? This final project will help you. So you have a template here. Now, if you don't have a way of printing this, you don't have your book, whatever, you can still do this. You can type it into the text box. Take a picture with your phone so you have it. And don't say, I don't have a phone. Everybody's got a phone, okay? If you don't have a phone, get your boo, get them to use your phone and all that. Stop taking selfies. We know you're pretty. Come on. Get a picture, pull it up, list my goals, and put your long-term goals. Current companies, skills, knowledge, experience. List your personal skills that are in here. These are the skills off your resume. Development needs, skills required. Okay. What certificates do you need? What degrees do you need? What other training do you need or might be available? List those in here. Your action plan. Okay? Use this space. List out your short-term goals. You just did those short-term goals on part 2. Pull those back. List them here. Boom, you have your career plan. Boom, boom, boom. So if you've done the items throughout the course, you've got it for this. Any questions on the career plan? Has everybody got this? Everybody see how this career plan's done? If you've been doing this all along, you can see how this works. And this career plan will guide you. This is for you. If you have been following this class and listening to Dr. Parker all along, this is going to accelerate your career. If you haven't been putting forth the effort, your career is going to move slow. How many people want to fast track their career and get better jobs, get a better career? How many people want to move ahead? Ricardo does. Yeah. There's a few of you. Yeah. That's why we're here. We want to do better. We want better lives. These little steps that people are saying, oh, that's a pain in the butt. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Do it your way. You know, don't follow these steps that expert after expert after expert has been telling you this is what to do. And you can get there. It's just going to take you a lot longer. It's like taking the surface streets versus the highway, not I-4. That's an exception. Take the steps to progress, and you will do it a little bit easier. I want to be lazy. I want to do it easier. I'm going to take these extra steps now, and I will have it easier, faster, and do better and be ahead of the game over and over and over. Okay? I tell people I'm as honest as I am ugly. I have no reason to tell you a lie because I have nothing to gain from it. You have things to gain by accelerating your career. All right. So, speaking of careers, here we go. Dun da da da. Starting your career. Knew there was a way to get into this, didn't you? Let me go back. Did I turn my thing off? There we go. Gotta draw my smiley face to get going. That way I know I'm working. We're going to define professionalism, talk about multi-generational and multicultural workplaces, and actions to ensure a successful career. So hold on, because this stuff will definitely be on your final exam. Okay, so professionalism is actually a soft skill. We talk about those transferable skills, so listen up, because professionalism is actually a skill, because not everybody's good at it. Okay, it's your judgment, your character, and behavior that is expected of a person who's trained for a given job. It includes workplace skills and self-management skills. Now, your workplace skills, these are your basic skills, your thinking skills, and these are your people skills. Okay, now the self-management skills, those are a little more fun. So your self-management skills are your punctuality. Show up and show up on time. Because let me tell you, your coworkers are tired of you being late. We may laugh about it and joke about it, but secretly we resent you because we have to do your work. How many people hate working with coworkers that always show up late? Anybody? Yeah, we're tired of it. We have to cover you. Uh-huh. Get your butt here on time. Dependability, time management, and emotional regulation. So let's talk about these. Okay. Dependability. You need to do what needs to be done. Keeping one's word. How many people have worked with somebody that you trusted, and then they lied to you and you don't trust them anymore? Anybody work with one of these? Once they lied to you, you don't trust them anymore. Yeah, your word is part of your reputation. It's part of your brand. Now your brand is tarnished and you have to rebuild that brand. Don't lie. Period. Don't lie, because that lie is going to damage your brand. It's going to ruin your reputation. If someone asks you something, did you do something wrong? If you did, own it. Yes, I did. Can you help me fix this? Show me what I did wrong. Yes, I did this. How did I do that? Learn from it. Because either way, it still has to be fixed. And if you try to hide it, it's going to make it worse. How many people are embarrassed when they make a mistake? I am. See, I own all my crap. And I say it, I own my crap. I'm embarrassed when I screw up. I'm telling you like it is. Confession time. I don't like to make mistakes, but I make them frequently. It's like a hobby of mine. Okay? But I own up to it so I can learn from it. Learn to learn from your mistakes. Okay? Honesty will get you everywhere. Dishonesty will get you fired, a bad reputation, and harder to get that next job. Carry a fair share of the workload. Who works with somebody who's good at giving their work away? Anybody work with somebody who gives all their work away? Ricardo and I must work with the same people, and either you all are listening or you all are lying. Because apparently Ricardo and I live in the same world and nobody else does. So Eric does. Okay. So we work in places where people give their work to you. Here, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? And so somebody else, your mic's on. There you go. Okay. So I'll give you some advice that I learned from a person who was older than me, but very, very wise. She said, when somebody comes up to you and goes to give you some work and they say, look at this, take both hands, put them behind your back and take a look and say, that's very good. I'm sure you're quite capable of doing it. Do not let them place that in your hands. Put both hands behind your back. Do not take that. Because as soon as you grab that item, as soon as you place that in your hand, you are now responsible. It is yours. You have agreed to do this. Put your hands behind your back. Do not take it. Instinct says, let me take it. Let me look at it. Let me hold it. Don't. Okay? The other thing you do, when they come up and they say, I need you to do this, say, I will do that for you, but I need you to do this, and hand them another piece of work back. You exchange work. You give me this, I'll give you this back. They will stop. Does everybody hear this? Yes. Does everybody hear this? Show of hands, everybody hearing this? I'm not seeing some responses for some people. If I don't see responses for some people, I can log you out of the session. I want you to know I can remotely log you out. So, and I do that. Okay. The reason why I'm telling you this is you do not have to take on other people's work. Supervisors can be the exception, but I want you to know if you're taking on too much, it can damage your ability to do your own work. Okay. So that's how you can help with your reliability and your time management. Okay. Now, that is part of this time management. Work smarter, not harder. Does anybody have a problem with time management? They take on too much or they don't finish things on time. Does anybody have issues with that? We're all good with that? Okay. So the difference here, right here, it's not between average and excellent workers, not how hard they work, but how well they prioritize. Learn how to prioritize and get those things done on time. Meet those deadlines. This is going to become critical with the welders, with the HVAC, with those electricians when they're meeting client expectations. The medical assistants, when you're in those doctor's offices and those things are rolling very quickly, the vet assistants, when you have to get those meds in on every single quarter hour, and you're having to draw blood at this time, and you're having to pull things off the centrifuge, and you're having to do a slide reading, and you're having to do the prioritize, okay? Now, who has the problems regulating their tempers and their attitudes? Anybody? Yes, thank you for being so honest. Okay, I worked down in Miami for over 20 plus years. Let me tell you, anybody been to Miami? Anybody know what a Miami attitude? Ricardo. Okay. Okay, Ricardo. You've been to Miami and you've seen this happen. When somebody does something, they go, "Oh no, you didn't. You not be talking to me. You be coming in here like that with that attitude, be getting up in my face, and I be looking at you and be going, girl, tell me that is not Miami." Yeah, see, you know Miami. I've been there a long time. I've been down in the 954 area too long. It's like I tell people, don't make me go Miami on you. Because when they go Miami on you, they start talking like this. And when people start talking to you like this, that's when you start running. Only never run from your mother down there because she can pull that flip flop off and hit you with that while you're running and it comes back like a boomerang. Yeah, you all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we have to control our emotion when we're on the job. I tell you, I have to control it because I like these. I like F bombs. Anybody else like the old F bomb? I'm a big F bomb dropper. I can't do that at work. If you are in can't talk. If you're in animal care, that is a verb, it's a noun, it's an adjective, it's a sign of happiness, love, everything. Soon to be a breakfast cereal on too, I am sure. But we have to control it because employees lacking the skill often lose their jobs. So we have to learn to control it. When you hit the door at work, no baby mama drama. Know everything that's happening at home. It can't come into the job. Please try to control yourself. If you need help, please seek it. That's not a joke. Seek professional help if needed. Talk to someone. Okay? Please learn to control it. It's not easy. Okay. So generations. These are a group of people born in the same time period. And multi-generations means we're working together with different age groups. This is going to be on that final exam, okay? We've heard of baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y. Those are the millennials. We got the millennial mall, Gen Z. But there's another one called the silent generation that the book doesn't mention. Look at these people born between 1920 and 1939. There's still 2% of the workforce out there. They're still working. I think they forgot to quit. I think they're still going because they don't know that they're not supposed to be working. They're retirees, but they still work in part-time roles. They value tradition and history, and they believe in hard work. And they're role models. They're still showing us what to do. Now, we've all heard of boomers. Okay, boomers. They were born between 44 and 64. Ambitious, competitive, goal-oriented, strong work ethics. Now, what they think is you start in a company, you're going to finish in a company. Company's going to take care of you. And they did. Those companies did take care of them. As long as you worked for that company, they took care of you. Gen X. Any Gen X's? I'm a Gen X, 1960 to early 1980s. Any Gen X's out there? Yeah. Okay, we grew up during social, economic, and technical change. Yeah, we had Woodstock, we had disco. We started into the big hair in the 80s. We had social, economic, technical change, a lot change. We had the first home PCs came out. Can you believe it's been that long? 1980s. Practical, resourceful. But right here, we were the first ones that wanted a work-life balance. First time. Self-sufficient and adaptable. Okay, so we started changing things. Then came the millennials. Anyone born between 81 and 96? Where's my generation Y? Where's my millennials? All right, here we go. There's a couple. You're tech savvy, you're ambitious, you're collaborative, you're innovative, you want to be efficient, you're flexible, but you're social responsible and you care about social and environmental issues. You want to be out there a little bit. You like to be more social than we did. We were social in a different way. We had Woodstock. You guys socialized differently. Gen Z. Who's okay? So some of y'all better be Gen Z because you haven't responded. All right. So anyone after 96, you're Gen Z. You always had technology, always. And technology is something you like. You adapt to it easy. You're open to diversity. You want to be your own boss. You want social justice, environmentalism, and equality, and you're creative. You want everybody to do their own thing and be happy. You kind of go with the flow and you don't want to be tied down. You guys want different things than some of the other ones. So that leads us to this. We have multi generations in the workplace. How many people work with people of all different ages? Older, younger, da da da. Yeah, not everybody's the same age. And that's a good thing because we learn things from each other. And then now we're going to toss it in a little bit more of a salad, multicultural. So now we got people from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and identities. And that's going to require something new that we call cultural competence. And you need to understand, communicate, interact, and collaborate with people from different cultures. Now, regardless of what you personally think on the job, you need to be open minded, respectful, and communicative. You have to work with other people. If you can't fit in with the people at your job, you need to find another job. Now, that's not being disrespectful or rude. What that means is this is not the job for you. Find a workplace that fits your way of thinking. We don't wag the dog wags the tail. So if you're not comfortable in the work environment you're in, find another job or career that fits you. Okay? Because where you're at is never going to make you happy. Be open minded, respectful, communicative. That person is on the job, working, doing what you're doing. They may have come from a different place. They may have different beliefs. They may think differently, but you're there to do a job. You're there to work. They shouldn't be doing anything other than that themselves, and you shouldn't be doing anything other than that. Respect each other on the job, okay? Because this is how we get the best teams. They think differently, you think differently. Together, you can combine your knowledge and make the best parts. Does that make sense to everybody? You see how that works together for a business. Outside of work, you don't have to socialize. You don't have to believe the same things. You don't have to think the same. But on the job, you're working together for the business and you're doing business things. And that's it. Work is work. Now, Florida is a right to work state. You can be fired by your business for no reason whatsoever without any notice. Boom, you're fired. Goodbye. They do not have to give you any notice. Does everybody know that? Who knows that? Eric knows that. A few other people. Okay. However, how many people have signed an employee handbook? Places they work. Maybe not the current one, but have had one. Okay, that employee handbook is a contract. And that can be a lifeline because that contract is an agreement between you and your company. And that handbook may have in it what we call progressive discipline. And this is an example. It may say you have to have a verbal warning, maybe even a written warning, possibly a suspension before they can do termination. If that's the case, that supersedes the state being able to be a work or right to work state. So they have to follow that contract they agreed to with you and you with them, meaning they would have to go through those steps to terminate you. You have to check your individual handbook to see what the policy is on how they have to terminate you. Now, all this could go away based on the severity of the violation. So check your human resources and your guidelines as to what it means, because that can protect you when you're in a right to work state. So there's a reason for those things. And you're going to spend a lot of hours in your job, a lot. So you need to make sure you're doing professional development. Get those continuing educations, get those certifications, those OSHAs, etc. Network, meet new people. You can expand your possibilities for education or even new career opportunities. Realistic expectations. Know how much you're supposed to make and what you're supposed to expect when you get into that job. If you don't know at this stage, find out really quick what to expect once you start into that career. And respect your money. Know where your money's going at all time. How many people have heard of all these celebrities going bankrupt because they didn't realize where their money was going? You hear about this. Yeah. Know where your money's going at all times. Plan ahead. Don't always buy things because it's cheap and then you put it on a credit card. Because by time you add that interest up, you could be paying 3, 4, 5 times what it would have been if you just would have waited, saved the money, and then bought it. I know you want it now, but sometimes you should just wait. Emergencies do happen, but please make sure it's an emergency. It's hard. It really is. Trust me, one of my apartments when I first started out, I had towels where I wanted to have a couch. This was where I was going to have a couch. This was where I was going to have a chair because I had no furniture. I waited until I found somebody who was throwing one out, and then I went and I found somebody and we walked and we carried that couch for almost a mile. No, it wasn't uphill both ways and in 12 feet of snow. And we carried it because I didn't have a car. And when we got tired, we sat it down and we sat on the couch alongside the road. We looked like idiots doing it, but You do what you do. Respect your money. You work hard for it. Always be a good employee. Maintain professionalism. Meet or exceed job performance. The more you do, the further along you'll get. Don't be the person who's in the same position for 20 years because you're not going to do more if they're not going to pay more. They're not going to pay more because you're not doing more. Effectively communicate and collaborate with others. Speak up, speak your mind, and work with others. If you're not going to work with others, they're not going to work with you. And if you're not going to work with anybody, you're going to be left behind. Be dependable and reliable. That punctuality and doing your fair share. Be open to feedback. We like to think we do everything the best. Does everybody do the best way possible? Our way's the best way, right? I know mine is. Yeah, we do it the best way. But you know what? Sometimes there are other best ways, and we need to be open to them. I learn all the time. I learn from the students sometimes. They have better ways of doing things than I do. I listen and I learn. Contribute to the success of the company. You help them out, it'll get noticed. So, this is how you'll know if you're a success. You're going to feel a sense of satisfaction. You'll get professional development. You'll start growing that way. You're going to have good relationships at work and outside of work because you're not going to be so stressed out. You're going to have a better balance in life. You're going to have a sense of purpose. You're going to feel like you're doing something that you may not have right now. Flexibility. That doesn't mean you can do back bends and gymnastics. It means you'll have the ability to change things. You'll have the ability to go to different locations if you're not happy where you are. You will be able to decide how your career goes. And personal growth. You will start to have the success you want. Now, how many people research the companies that they apply at? How many people research those companies? Anybody? A couple of people. So I read Business Week, an article, and these are people who interview career or people applying for careers across the country. They interview or did questionnaires with whole panels of people that they do hiring across the country. When they get down to the last few people, and everybody's got all the qualifications, and they have to make a decision, that final decision, who gets the job and who doesn't get the job. How they determine that final choice. It comes down typically to a question. Why do you want to work here? Why do you want this job? And the answer that they're looking for, the answers that pull them in, they want to hear about their company. They want to know that that person researched their company and found information, and they want to hear what they found out. I want to hear them say, I want to work for you because your company does this. Your company, blah, blah, blah. Your company. They want to hear about themselves. They're egotistical that way. That response makes the difference between that person getting the job over the other one. Does everybody hear that? That's the determination. When it gets down to the wire and everybody's equal and they have just a few people, that's the determination. If everybody has the same skills, They want to know you looked and found information on them, that you were interested in them as much as they were interested in you. So here's your question tonight. I want you to find a company in your career field that you believe you would like to work for. And I want you to find 3 details about the company. Okay? And you may already know them, but 3 specific details. And list them. Don't forget to include the name of the company. Now, I've already given this question to Dr. Parker, so she's aware of what the question is. So I want you to find a company in your career field that you believe you want to work for. 3 details. Just like you were sitting in there and they say, why do you want to work here? List 3 things about the company that would give you a reason you want to work there. Okay? So there you go. I thought that was really interesting because I know personally in my own interviews, I may not have necessarily got a position because of that, because I may not have had that answer. I told you I'm as honest as I am ugly. I know I could have blown 1 or 2 over that one. All right. So there we go. That is your class for tonight. Please don't forget to answer that participation question. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Y'all have a great evening. We'll see you
Good night.
tomorrow. Thank you.